All right, so today I'm joined with a very special guest, and I'll explain why. But I'd like to introduce you guys to William, and William is one of the youngest people that I know that owns a Tesla Model 3. William, thanks for joining me on the channel.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
William, let's start by giving the audience, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, right? Your age, where you live, and a little bit of background behind who you are.
Yeah, so my name is William Cross. Most people call me Will. I am 19. I live on the East Coast in Connecticut, right on the Massachusetts border. So right in between Boston and New York.
Awesome, awesome. So before we get into what everybody wants to know is how, right? Why did you decide on a Tesla?
So I'm a tech fanatic. I've loved technology ever since I was a kid. My father has worked in technology and IT all his life. When I was under five, he brought home computers and stuff. I tinkered with them. I played with them. So I've grown up, loving technology, using it. People my age, most of them are really into technology, and Tesla is the technology car. It's the most technology advanced car you can get. So it's only natural that this would be my dream car and the car I have.
When did you know that the Tesla was your dream car?
So it was probably my junior year in high school. So 2016. Funny story, actually. I got a Tesla jacket. Not the nice one that I'm wearing now, but I got one on eBay, for like $20. And I started wearing it around school. And I was waiting outside class one day. And one of the other kids was like, "Oh, you can't wear that. You don't have one of the cars," like, because he was wearing, a Chevy jacket. And I was like, "One day I'll get a Tesla, and then that'll prove you all wrong." And guess what? A few years later, that's exactly what I did.
There you go. There you go. That's how to do it. So
Yeah, right.
was that when you fell in love with Tesla? Was that the Model S that was out?
Yeah, I want to say the Model X was just coming out 2016, if I
Okay.
remember correctly. But yeah, just the brand, what they stood for, moving the world to renewable energy, the whole mission.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you ever get a chance to ride in an S or an X?
So when I got my job, my boss has a 2013 Model S, and he let me drive it, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And then that's like the 2013 Model S. The cars now are so much
Yeah.
so much better, so much more advanced. Like there's no comparison, and it was still amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, what did you drive before you got your Model 3?
So I drove a Nissan Sentra, 2008 Nissan Sentra, and there's no comparison. No comparison.
Okay.
It gets like
Yeah.
30 miles to the gallon. Got to go to gas station every week. The speed is it's like it's a regular car. There's nothing special about it. I had to buy like a Bluetooth adapter and finick with the Bluetooth pairing every day. Whereas like you walk into a Tesla, you don't even walk into it. It just like drives up to you in a parking lot.
Right, right, exactly. Do you remember how much you would spend, let's say, like monthly or weekly on your Nissan?
So weekly, it'd probably be between $30 and $40 in gas. Because I have about 50-mile commute daily, 25 miles each way, and then I
Okay.
use it also for any trips I take, business trips for work. Of course, I get like reimbursed for those, but still, is spending quite a bit. And now I don't spend anything at all because I plug in at work, don't have to pay for it. So essentially,
Yeah.
buy the car and it pays for itself in no time.
Exactly, exactly. So speaking of work, what do you do for work?
So I work at a communications company. It's a smaller company. We have about 35 employees, and I fill a gap that the a position that the business really hasn't had before. So I do quite a few things. I do sales engineering. So if a salesperson needs some help, designing a system, a communication system or whatnot, I'll assist with that. I dabble in the digital marketing. So designing the website, running the social media accounts, making graphics and advertisements. And then the coolest part is drone piloting. So we do
Nice.
mount antennas on towers and whatnot. And conventionally, we'd have to pay tower climbers to go up there, inspect it. Make sure that the wires aren't fraying. Make sure that none of the antennas get struck by lightning. But what I can do is I can go up and fly a drone up there, and you don't have to pay for anyone. You just pay for my time. I go up there, fly it. And then get it done in a few hours. I just got my FAA license to do it, professionally and legally. And you can also take some really, really, really cool drone shots with it as well. So one thing I do want to mention is I want to thank my boss at the communications company I work for. If it was not for him, I would not be able to get my Tesla. He played a huge role in helping me get it, guide me through the whole process. And it was really, really, helpful. He let me drive his Model S. He's a fanatic just like I am, for Tesla. Follows the stuff just like I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So now I know you had said so you live in Connecticut, and here in the Bay Area, the Tesla is a dime a dozen. It's literally every other car that's on the streets.
Right.
So what's the landscape in Connecticut? I'm curious because it's completely different. I'm not blind to what other states, have and kind of what their adoption is. And here it seems like, Tesla's doing amazing. And I think in general, Tesla is. But what's been kind of the interactions with people in Connecticut? Do you see a lot? And how do your coworkers interact and regarding the Tesla?
So it depends on what part of the state you're in. Where I am, it's very, very rural. And what I can do is we get a state rebate in Connecticut for when you buy an electric car, and they make that information pretty public, so you can see how many people bought Teslas in your town and in other towns. In my town, I'm the only one. It shows one there. But in other towns, they have 20 to 50 Teslas. You go to Stamford and they have tons. I mean, I think they have two or three supercharger locations in Stamford. Up by me, the closest would be Manchester or, West Springfield, which are 30 miles away, which, if you go to the Midwest, I know it's much, much worse. But, around here, I wish there was one, close enough. I'm in the gap of the superchargers, the local superchargers. But, Tesla's becoming more and more common here on the East Coast. We're surrounded by Boston and New York.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's Connecticut's right in between. It's really growing. It is the future.
Yeah. How has been so since you're in an area that doesn't have a lot? What has been like? Do you get stopped a lot? Do a lot of people ask questions? Do you get opportunities to teach and help educate people about Teslas and electric vehicles?
Yeah. So I go to a lot of Tesla events and a lot of events where people want to learn about Tesla. I've probably given probably in the vicinity of 50 to 100 test rides to people.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy how much misinformation there is and how much people don't understand about electric cars. The most recent one was just in the next town over, and it was really, really inspiring to give all these people test rides, and they have no clue what's out there, what the future is. But once you give them a ride, once you step on that accelerator pedal, there's no going back. Their expectations of what a car should be are changed forever.
Exactly. So I mean that's amazing, and I think that's the really big thing about Teslas is being able to educate and grow, for Tesla. That's where they don't have to spend any money in marketing. I'd like to go into kind of the meat and potatoes, right? What everyone is here to understand is, you're currently 19, and how old were you when you bought your Model 3?
18. I got it in October of last year.
And I think for most people, they think, an 18-year-old, buying a Model 3, or you just come from a rich family or something of that sort. So, explain, Will, how are you able to buy a Tesla Model 3? And I know it's not crazy expensive, but also when you think about it in, a year ago, it is higher than it is today. So it is a little bit more of a pricier vehicle, at least let's say a $50,000 vehicle, because I know at 18, there was no way I could have bought a $50,000 vehicle.
Right.
So tell us how you were able to do that.
So, I was thrown into a really unique position. So, I come from like I said, a very rural area, a very small town. My town it's the smallest town by population in Connecticut. I had 6 people in my 8th grade class.
Wow.
I took a very unique path. So I was the only one who went to a technical high school in Connecticut from my town that year. So I went to a technical school, and that was the best decision I made. I learned all about technology. We had shop, and then we had academics. So we'd spend like 2 weeks in shop and go back 2 weeks in academics, so on and so forth. So in shop, I really took it. I had really, really good teachers, and I can't thank them enough. They've done so much for me, that really pushed me to do better, and I got so many certifications, learned so much. So in my junior year, among tech schools, there's a program called Skills USA, and this is a nationwide program, nationwide organization, where you can go off. It builds on leadership skills, builds on workplace skills, builds on technical skills. And you can go off and compete in your trade. So I did that at the state level, ended up scoring second my junior year. My senior year,
Wow.
I learned more, and I ended up scoring first for the state. So once you score first for the state, you end up going to the national competition. And in the national competition, I scored in the top 15 in the nation for technical applications. You put that on your resume and you'll get hired basically instantly. But lucky enough for me, I already had a job at this communications company. The tech school helped me, get that opportunity. They have good, strong connections with the local businesses. So I already had that opportunity, and you put that on your resume, and then you become so much more valuable. So I was able to get a pretty decent raise, and here I am today. Basically, how I did it is I'm living at home, so my expenses are very small. So I can purchase a car, pay it off, and then move out essentially debt free. And the biggest thing here is I didn't go to college. So it's a big misconception among young people that you have to go to college. You don't. You can take a different path. I went to a tech school. It turned out to be great for me. Now I'm above and beyond where most teenagers are, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt with a college degree. That's, maybe not helping them as much as, other educational paths could have been.
Right, exactly. And so I think there's a key point there that I do want to highlight is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Will, you are debt free and you've got a job, you've got a Tesla, and you're 19 years old.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm still paying it off, but that'll be done in probably about a year and a half, 2 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I would say, speaking from myself, my personal experience, at 19, and one thing that I don't think that you really highlighted is it's more than just having the job and being debt free and not and not having to have gone to college, but still finding a passion and a drive to get you there. But it also involves dedication, and it also involves being very careful with your money. So even though you're at home, I'm sure people can stay at home and spend a lot of money as well on other non-necessities. But I think correct me if I'm wrong here, you had your goals and you knew you wanted this car, and you were saving. And so, a big part of it is, just as simple as is saving your money, and understanding what your priorities are and what you want to purchase and do with your money.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even now, even with the car, I'm still, putting money away. Even like, I have a investment account. I'm throwing money away in that. Cut my expenses as much as I can. And even with the Tesla, after, now that I have it, I'm going to be saving money because I don't pay for gas. I don't pay for maintenance. It's
Right.
it's an investment.
Yeah, exactly. I think you did it in a great way. And the reason why, we'll get to that at the end, but, would you say that, I mean, I'm sure this question is very obvious, but would you say that you're happy with your purchase?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the best thing ever. I spend more time studying Tesla, learn about the company, learn about what they do than anything else. I mean, it's my hobby, it's my passion. Electric cars, autonomous driving is the future, and I'm glad to be on the forefront of it.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favorite part about your Tesla? Like, if you had to say there was one thing, I mean, the Model 3 and all Teslas have amazing features. What's your personal favorite?
I have to say, autopilot. It is the best thing ever.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people around here don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't trust it. But once you understand what it can and can't do, it's a dream. I took a road trip to Kentucky this past summer. I did it in 17 hours. It was great. I had autopilot. I don't remember if Navigated Autopilot was released back then. But it was amazing. You stop for half hour at a supercharger, you get back on. You go 250 miles. But autopilot made that drive so relaxing.
Right, exactly. So what model did you get? What color, what configuration, and all of that?
So I got the all-wheel drive version, so the dual motor, and I got it with enhanced autopilot at the time. Since then,
Nice.
I was able to get the full self-driving package, so I was able to snag it when it was $2,000. And
Yep.
since then, I just got the acceleration boost, which it's a noticeable improvement. Like, they say it's only 0.5 seconds, but it's really dramatic when you're actually driving it and using it every day. Color is gray, so
Gray. Oh,
yeah,
the midnight
the
silver,
best
right?
one. Yeah, yep.
Nice, awesome. So, have you rode in a performance Model 3?
I have not actually.
Okay. I'm always curious to see, how this acceleration boost compares to, the performance model. And then as well, it's just kind of like, it's nice, right? You essentially got a ridiculously fast car than you thought you could have ever gotten up to. And it's been a series of updates as well as this now acceleration boost option. When you bought it, you didn't expect that.
No, no, no. I mean, when you get a Tesla that, it gets better with software updates, but, when they start saying, oh, you're going to get better acceleration and we're going to improve, like I remember there was an article that came out a long time ago where Consumer Reports rated the car. It was like, oh, it doesn't have good enough brakes. We're not going to give it
Yep.
our recommendation. And then Tesla came out and like fixed the brakes through a software update, and they had to reevaluate it. Like, you never expect that. Like, that could never come from any other car company.
Exactly. That was actually the moment for me that caused me to invest in Tesla and purchase actual stock. So I was going to ask you, do you own any Tesla stock?
Yep, yeah, of course I do. It's
Nice.
I'm young, so it's not important that it is important, but I'm not that diversified. The majority of my portfolio is just in Tesla because I know it's going to go up. It's just going to keep going up. They are the future.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I had tweeted this a couple days ago that in May of this year, I mean, less than 8 months ago, if you had put 25,000, I know 25,000 is a lot of money, but if you have 25,000, you still can't buy a Model 3, So if you put 25,000 in May, today selling it, you'd be at 60 grand, and you could essentially almost buy a performance Model 3. So it's
Right.
crazy to think about that, like that it's, and I think for me, I would say that's where we're pretty similar, is that I don't really diversify, but I put in money in a company that I feel strongly about, and it's moreover I do it to support a company, right? Like I like what they're doing, I believe in what they're doing. I'm gonna put money in there and support them. I'm not trying to just go, cool, I'm gonna make money in like 5 months and then I'm gonna get out. Like I really don't look at it. I mean, obviously it's so much in the news that you can't really avoid it, but at the same time, it's just like I like seeing that, hey, my money's going up, but I'm not running to sell. Just more of a like, hey, it's moreover proves that I did the right thing and I'm supporting the right company and they're doing the right thing.
Exactly. I'm 100% in agreement.
Awesome. So, where I'd like to kind of, wrap this up, I get a lot of emails, and I've gotten messages before from youngsters. I know that most of my demographic owns Teslas, but there are a lot that are watching, and there probably will be a lot that watch this video to understand more, or aspiring students that can't wait to own a Tesla. I think with the future going towards Tesla, but that is the car of the future. What would be your kind of direction? What would be your recommendation if you had the stage to speak to people that were younger than you, maybe around the same age as you? How would you direct them to go? What are the top three things that you would tell them to do to better set themselves up to own their dream car, or their Tesla, or whatever that car or goal may be in the future? Because I think it's really important that the youngsters really focus on how to save money, how to utilize their money wisely. And while some may look at like, well, you wasted it on a car, there's other ways to look at it, is that you're actually saving money because you need a car regardless. So why not get a car that has zero maintenance, zero gas, and so forth? So just because you've done it, I turn the stage over to you to speak to the youngsters that are watching this video.
Yeah, so first I'd say follow your passions. I was very blessed to know from a young age that I was going to be in the technology field. So first I'd say find your passion, whatever it is, learn as much as you can. Number two, I'd say learn as much as you can about it. I spend every day, studying technology, studying Tesla, more specifically. It's being able to be, I guess the right word is like hyper focused about something,
Yeah.
and being able to learn about something to such a deep level is so important, because then you can excel at it. You're not doing it because you have to, you're doing it because you want to, and you can get paid to do it. So whatever your passion is, follow it. And then third, I'd say, while it's important to listen to the people around you, if you want to take a different path than everyone else, because that path is going to be bring you success, go for it. I can't tell you how many people told me, go to college. People told me in 8th grade, don't go to a tech school. You're not going to be able to, succeed and get a good job. People told me in senior year of high school, you got to go to college. And I didn't do any of those things. And look at me now. So if you have a path and it's going to let you succeed, go for it. Do it. Don't listen to what other people think.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Well, I think, you nailed all the points on the head. You are a visionary, and you're someone that I hope a lot of people are able to take some information from and learn from and apply. I think what you've been able to do is kind of prove the norm, that there isn't a set path that everyone needs to take to be successful. It's about finding your passion, your drive, and being, like what you said, hyper focused, right, on what you hope to achieve and what do you want, right? You knew that you wanted to get a Tesla. You knew that you needed to save the money. You knew that what drives you is technology, and you knew to take that, go into the technical school and take that route. But not only did you take that route, you made sure you were very successful in it. And so I applaud you. I think a lot of people watching are really will express the same appreciation as me. As it's proud, man. I definitely give you a round of applause. A great job in doing what you're doing and living out your dreams, and really appreciate you coming on the channel and and connecting with me and kind of helping educate the rest of the young community and kind of everyone in the community out there, that there's more than just older people and kind of people with high-paying jobs or in Silicon Valley that are driving Teslas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's insane. Well, I appreciate you having me on your channel, Raj. It's been great. My time owning a Tesla. It'll be the once you drive a Tesla, you can't go back. So I'm sure my next car and my next car and my next car will all be Teslas.
Will, thank you so much again. I think that everyone who watches this and takes something from this, whether it be existing Tesla owners or new aspiring youngsters that want to get into Tesla or kind of figure out how to follow their dreams. If they have any questions, Will, I think we had talked about earlier is that you're glad to kind of help out or have people reach out to you. What's the best way if somebody has questions about following their dreams or how to save or how to get a Tesla at a young age? How can they reach you, Will?
Yeah, so I'd be happy to answer any questions. You can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram, or you can add me on Snapchat. My username is William Tech, Tech 814. So yeah, just reach out to me there. Happy to accept new followers and answer you guys' questions.
Awesome. So I will link that right down here. And yeah, feel free to reach out again. Thank you so much, Will, and really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.